Hi, I'm here with Allison.
Hi.
And she is the creator of Pasta Friday. And I wanted to ask her a little bit about how it started.
Sure. Well, Pasta Friday started about a year and a half ago. And I started it when I was selling my business and things were really crazy and busy and I was just missing time with my friends. So I just started cooking for them on Fridays and inviting them over. And suddenly it turned into this big thing, and I had 100 people on my email list, and I had to start turning people away because just too many were RSVPing. So it grew into this movement that was way bigger than I ever thought.
Well, there's a lot of new people here tonight, so thank you guys for coming to Pasta Friday.
I wanted to see my friends more often, and I wanted them to be able to start meeting some of my other friends. And, because we all have little kids at this point, and when you have little kids and you work, it's really hard to socialize. Yeah. So this became a way for us to just see each other, and then friends started bringing friends, and then, so it sort of grew that way also. But, people just craved this interaction and, this way to see people that were important to them, but they wouldn't normally see them for like 6 months at a time or something like that.
So every week I stand on the stool and sort of give a little speech before we eat and tell you guys about what we're eating. So this is my grandmother's recipe. It's the pork neck ragu with cavatelli. It was her all-time favorite meal. It's what she loved. So it's got a bunch of pork neck meat and sausage and tomatoes, and it's been cooked for like 4 hours. It's a really thick, meaty ragu. The sauce is my dad's secret ricotta sauce. If you're from New York, you call it ricotta. And if I try to tell them anything else, they yell at me. So it's not ricotta, it's ricotta. So this is my dad's famous sauce. It's got ricotta and some eggs and some Parmesan and a little bit of garlic in it. So just take a little bit and spoon it on top of your pasta and then mix it in. It's really amazing. And we got some fresh jalapeno peppers and olive oil. If you like heat, you could also spoon that on top. And we have some Calabrian peppers that are also very good for heat. The salad is a very traditional New York Italian salad. I'm not going to say traditionally Italian. It's not. It's just the New York interpretation. So in almost every Italian restaurant you go to in New York, they have the salad. And it normally has meat in it, but I didn't put meat in it tonight. So it's got pepperoncinis and provolone and olives and onions and Pam, what else did we put in? I don't remember what Pam did. Roasted peppers, yes, and red vinegar vinaigrette, I guess you could say. And then some Acme bread, and I think that's all I have to tell you about the meal. Yeah.
What's the shape of that?
Yeah, so tonight is cavatelli, which was my grandmother's favorite shape. It's always what she wanted to eat. She loved cavatelli. So the cavatelli is from Rusticella, which is the best pasta, which you guys know. Yes. So yeah, does anyone have any other questions about that? All right. Well, cheers, everybody.
That aspect of it, of creating community, is really a beautiful thing. And from that, you're creating a book.
I am.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so it's the Pasta Friday cookbook. It's coming out in September of 2019, and it's going to be all the recipes that I've been making for Pasta Friday. It'll have 52 pastas, 16 salads, so like a recipe for every week of the year. So you could take the book and then immediately start doing your own Pasta Friday meals.
Wow. Your volume, the amount of pasta, like last night it was 6 pounds of pasta.
Last night was a lot.
So I'm making a pork neck ragu. Pork neck ragu with sausage. It's based off of my great-grandmother's recipe, and this was one of her favorite things to eat. Lauren is helping me sprinkle some parsley on top. This is going to be delicious cavatelli. The sauce has been cooking for like 4 hours. It's really, really great. And then we'll get eating. Nice.
And are these recipes for humans like me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all of the recipes are based off of 1 pound of pasta because I think that's what most people are going to use it for. But there are instructions and a whole guide on how to scale up. So if you're having, 10 people, how many pounds to make, 15 people, 20 people. So it'll go into a little detail about the different sauces too and how to scale the sauces up if you're cooking for a big crowd.
Great. The salads are great too.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I like to think of the salads more as a vegetable side dish than a salad. Okay. So I don't spend a lot of time doing fancy dressings on them. Like I want them to have lots of freshness, lots of green, and just be a complement to the usually like heavier, meatier pastas. So last night was a salad that I really grew up with because I grew up in New York, and pretty much every Italian restaurant in New York would have this salad. It's the traditional New York Italian thing of roasted peppers and red onions, provolone, olives. It's a red wine vinaigrette, and it's like very simple, but with a lot of sort of like briny flavors in it. So it was really good.
It's delicious and light.
I never really envisioned a book. I mean, not from the beginning, because this was only supposed to be, dinner with friends. But then about 10 dinners in, I sort of realized, and people suggested too. They're like, why didn't you make this a cookbook? And I was like, maybe I should. Okay. So I started writing the proposal and shopping around for publishers, and it turned out that there was just a lot of interest for a book about creating community around big bowls of pasta.
Wow. Yeah. And so can we pre-order the book?
Not yet. In a few months. I don't have the exact date of when it's available for pre-order, but right now we're still working on the cover and finalizing the design, and it's looking so good. We have an amazing photographer, Sarah Remington, who actually also shot my first cookbook. Nice. And the designer's amazing, and I'm really excited about it.
So this is your second cookbook?
This is my second cookbook.
What was the first?
My first one was the mac and cheese cookbook.
Nice.
And that was based off the recipes at Homeroom, the restaurant that I used to own. And those are all mac and cheese recipes.
You're amazing.
Oh,
you're incredible. Thank you so much for inviting me and sharing your community with me.
I am so happy that you come to the dinners.
This is awesome.
Thanks.
And one more question. The wine. There's an incredible amount of wine that comes to with each human.
And we drink almost all of it.
Wow.
So, and also in the book, there are wine pairings for each recipe.
Wow.
And we've learned a lot about what people like to drink at these dinners. And it turns out that people don't really think about the menu too much. Like some people, since I email the menu out beforehand, some people will take the email to the wine shop and show it to the people there, and they'll suggest different pairings. And some people just bring the same thing every week because it's what they like to drink, or close to it. So some people, no matter what we're eating, they always bring white wine because they like drinking white. They don't like drinking red. So in the book, I have each recipe is paired both with a red and a white because some people just they like what they like. So I suggest a red and a white for each one. So and I really got the idea just from seeing what people bring every week. So every adult has to bring a bottle of wine as their admission ticket unless they don't drink. And we go through almost all of it. We're maybe left with like a couple of bottles, but especially the good ones. People drink the good ones first.
They do. Yeah. I don't know how people know that those are the good ones.
Yeah.
They have a sense for it.
Yep.
I really appreciate the Cabernet Sauvignon, but some say that might be too rich for pasta.
Oh, I don't think so. No? I think especially for what we were eating last night, like having a thick pork ragu with a cab, I think is great.
Sweet. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
I noticed there were a lot of Chiantis.
Yeah, I wonder if there were more Chiantis than usual last night. Yeah. So I wonder if more people went to the wine shops and asked them what to pair with it. And maybe because, it was my grandmother's recipe, so maybe they were thinking like a good old Italian wine.
Nice. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I like that you can pair it with anything.
Yeah. I mean, I don't judge with people who want to drink white wine with, a heavy red sauce. I mean, it's what you like. It's not what someone tells you should eat with it or drink with it. I
want to ask you something personal about rosés. because rosés are very popular now, but sometimes I see in your emails that come out that you don't particularly like rosé. So I just want to, we can cut this out if you don't want
it's
to. It's
not that I have an issue with rosé. I, in the right situation, I like rosé.
Okay.
The issue that I have is people who bring rosé don't like to drink it.
Oh,
so they bring it and then they leave it in the refrigerator so they could drink all the other good red wine that other people bring.
Oh, okay.
So that was my issue. Was that. So I encourage people to bring what they like to drink. So, if you like drinking very expensive wine, then don't bring like a cheap rosé and leave it in the refrigerator.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Thanks for clearing that out. So I was like, is there like rosé hate here?
No, there's only hate for bad rosé.
Got it. Okay. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk.
You're welcome. No,
because I know that there's so many people out here that love Pasta Fridays. They want to come to it. They want to participate. And maybe they'll be able to get your book, and create their own, because this is really a special evening. And of course, I'm lucky because you're making it. But
I know people ask me all the time, either like on Instagram or they email me like, "How do I get an invite to Pasta Friday?" And I feel bad because they see it around, but it's not open to the general public. You kind of have to be invited. So I'm gonna try to. I do feel bad about that, but there's just so many people that I could house. But I do want to start doing pop-up dinners so that I'll sell tickets to, and that will be open to the public, so people could come and experience it. I mean, it won't be exactly the same, but
that would be awesome.
But yeah, that would be fun. So I'll do announcements on either on my website or Instagram or something.
So that's how they'll find out about the pop-up dinners.
Yeah.
Is your website. And
or on Instagram on the, my website is just pastafriday.com.
Okay.
And the Instagram is just at Pasta Friday.
Okay. At Pasta Fridays.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.